I'm making some extra fields to support my operation. Right. Then go to the course, manager, regional manager status. Now my requirement is whenever a course is created, it should be submitted to manager. Once the manager approves it, it has to be sent to the regional manager. Once the regional manager approves it, then status will be approved. Otherwise, it is going to be rejected. So first the record should be submitted to manager. Once he approve, record should be sent to the regional manager. Once he approve, then the record will be approved. Right. Now, manager may approve it, regional manager may reject it. How would I know in which step the operation is rejected? So at every step I am performing an action. If this manager approves, the action should be performed. Manager reject, then perform the rejection action. Now if regional manager approve, perform the regional manager approval. Regional manager reject, perform the regional manager rejection. Then if both of them approve, final status approved. So what I want to do, I want to perform operation with a multiple step. At every step, I want to track who has approved and who has rejected. Finally, if the operation is approved, what to perform, rejected, what to perform. So this is my requirement. To support this, I am creating multiple number of steps here. Look at the point. Build, create, workflows and approvals. Then we have field update action. Workflows and approvals, field update action. Manager approved. I am creating some actions here. If the manager reject, then I have go back to the next. RM approved. I'm making corresponding actions first. So I'm going with the course, status, So this is how I created. Let me go to the approval process now. Setup. First, I will ensure that Divya and student have access to record. First, let me check whether Divya and courses at the same time student, because we are going to use these people in the operation. I have to make myself sure that these two people have access to the course object and the record what we do. Okay. Now they are able to see the course object and every record is visible to them. Now let me design the approval process now. Now, when I am creating the approval process, build, create, workflows and approvals, approval process. On which object you are going to create? Course object. What type of wizard is this? Standard setup wizard. New course approval. Do you have any criteria? No, I told formula. Check the rule. Next. Do you want to automate it? Yes. First it has to go to manager. Right. Who can edit the record which is logged? Once the record is logged, who can edit the record? Only administrator or administrator currently assigned approval. Then notify the person by email. Select the email template. Then let's go to the next. Select the fields to display. Which fields you want to display? Name of the course. We have duration. List of fields. Do you want me to show history? Yes. How can you approve the record? Salesforce or Salesforce and wireless. Go to the next. Who can submit the record? I told Divya and student can submit the record. If something goes wrong, can I call back? Then this is a submission phase. Then approval phase. Initial submission action. I told the moment record is submitted, perform initial pending, RM pending, status pending. The moment record is submitted for approval, keep the status of manager as pending, status of your regional manager as pending, status of your status field should be pending. When the moment record is submitted for approval, automatically they are kept as pending. Approval process. Step number 1. Manager approval. Do you want every record to go to manager? Yes, I want every record should go to manager for approval. Then automatically what happened? Once it is submitted to manager, he may approve it, he may reject it. He may approve or he may reject it. So what I'm doing? Show action. If manager approves it, manager approved. If manager rejected it, manager approved, manager rejected. Then I have new approval step. Go to next. Do you want every record to enter this step? Next. Who can approve it? I told assign it to Satish. Now reject behavior. What is this reject behavior? Manager approved, regional manager rejected. Should I stop the entire process, or only that step is rejected? I will go back to previous step. Manager approved, I sent to regional manager. When the regional manager rejected, entire process is rejected, or only that particular step is rejected? Are you getting my point? If entire process is rejected, entire operation is cancelled, I'll come back. No, only that particular step is rejected. Oh, then what happened? I'll come to previous step. That's what they say. Perform all rejections. Perform all rejection for the step. And a final rejection. Perform only rejection actions for the step and send approval request back to the recent approver. I told perform all the rejections. Regional manager approved. Then finally, if the record is approved, then what was that? Status approved. Finally, if the record is rejected, then they told if something happens and if I say call back, now I said call back. Right. So now look at this. The moment you submit the record, status is pending. Okay. Manager is pending. Initial, okay. Regional manager is pending. The moment you submit the record, the values of this field are kept as pending. Then it goes to the first step. It is submitted to manager. If the manager approves, manager equal to approved. Rejected, manager equal to rejected. Then if it is approved, it will go to second step. In the second step, regional manager approved, RM equal to approved, RM equal to rejected. Then I asked, if second step reject the record, what should happen? Should it come back to previous step or should it cancel the entire operation? Then I told, perform all the rejections. Okay. Then finally, if both the people approve it, finally record will be approved. If both the people approved it, finally record is approved. If the record is approved, what should I do? I told, unlock the record and status equal to approved. Finally, if any one of them reject, record is going to be rejected. Unlock the record, make the status equal to rejected. If something goes wrong and if I call back the record, then I told update the status as none, manager as none, and RM as none. If I call back, the values are reset to none again. Okay. Look at this format. Somebody is asked me yesterday, can't we see the flow chart of what we designed? Here we have view diagram. What are the process? Start, initial submission. The moment you submit the record, 3 field updates. Manager approved, manager rejected, 1 field update. Manager approved, then is submitted to RM. RM approved, then finally record is approved. RM rejected, rejection action. Are you getting? The flow chart, if you want to see, you can check out from here, view diagram. Okay. Now let me log in as remaining 2 users. I require the 3rd user because I performed this operation with respect to 3 users. Now, go to the course object. I'm creating some course AWS. I created the record. Once I create the record, what we have? Submit for approval. Unable to process the request. The reason is, who is the manager of Divya? Told, submit the record to manager. So who is the manager of Divya? Divya's manager is not defined, so it was unable to submit the record. Then record was submitted, record is logged. Divya submitted the record to student. The moment the record is submitted, automatically manager equal to pending, regional manager is pending, status is pending. 3 phases. Then go to student. This is the record. Then manager approved the record. When the manager approved the record, manager approved, pending with regional manager, status is pending. Then it goes to the Then we have approved or rejected. Record is approved. Finally, when the record is approved, manager approved, regional manager, and status. Once again, I will do the same process. Submit for approval. Then something went wrong. What is the status here? Pending, pending, pending. Something went wrong. Recall. When you recall the action, the values are kept as submitted and we call back. So what we have for every approval step, there is approval action, rejection action. Finally, if all the steps are approved, final approval action, final rejection action. If something goes wrong, I can call back. So it is a callback action. So overall, what we have, what are the actions we have overall? We have initial actions. We have approval step action. Approved action, rejection action. Then we had final approval action, final rejection action, callback action. So these are the steps what we have. So what we have, initial action, approval step action, approved or rejected, final approval action, final rejection action, callback action. So these are the actions which are defined. What is this initial action? When the record is submitted for the approval, what should I do? That is initial submission action. Approval step action. For every approval step, we have approval action, rejection action. Then final approval action. Finally, if the record is approved, what is the action? Finally, if the record is rejected, what is the action? Callback action. Callback action. If something goes wrong and callback, so what is the callback action? So these are the different actions that are involved in the approval process. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Okay. Now, I want to show you how next process. There are two more topics on this approval process. Let us see them. How to approve the record through charter. How to approve the record through email. How to post the charter message. How to approve the record through email. How to approve the record through charter. Look at this point. Build, create. Here we have post template. Post template. When this post template will be created, look at this. Post template. New template. Course. Course. The course we have course name, faculty. We have created a course template. If you want to enable this course template, we need to go to customize. Then we got charter. In the charter, we got charter settings. Edit. Hello, approvals. So what should I do? Go to the setup, build, customize. We have charter. Then charter settings. Click on edit, enable the charter settings, and save it. Once you create this, then let me give you one quick example here. Setup, build, create, workflows and approvals, approval process. Course example. Now, when criteria are true, then are you able to see here? Charter template. We already created a post template for course object, but still it is not visible. Why it is not visible? Go to the customize, then go to the charter again. Here we have feed tracking. Go to the feed tracking, choose the object, enable feed tracking. Right. Now, let us go back. Setup, build, create, workflows and approvals, approval process. Choose the course object, standard setup wizard, course approval. Next. What is the option we received here? Post template. So what should I do? Enable the charter, enable the feed tracking, then create post template. Now, if you want the post template to be visible to you, first you have to go to charter, enable the charter, then we need to go and see feed tracking is enabled or not, then create a post template. Did you get my point? Once again, setup, build, customize, charter settings, enable the charter, allow approvals, then save. Once you have done this, then again build, customize, charter, feed tracking, choose the course object, enable the feed tracking. Once you have done this too, then you will be able to create a post template in a approval process. Go to setup, build, create, workflows and approvals, approval process. Standard setup wizard. Course approval. Then next. Choose the template. Next. Show the fields which you want to display. Approval history. Approve the record from Salesforce and Wireless. Next. Initial submission action, approval steps, final approval steps. Then approval step, Satish is the approver. Basically, I created a simple approval process. Go to the student, he will submit the record. Submit for approval. I created a record, submit the approval. Then go to Satish, go to the home page. Now you are able to see charter. Look at this. In the charter we received, we got approve or reject. So this is called post template. This is called post template. So I received a message in the charter to approve or reject the record. So from the charter, I told approve. So we are approving the record from where? Charter. This message is called charter post. This message is called charter post. That is the reason we enable the charter. We enable the charter and we have created, we have created a field tracking. Then we created a post template. Then we added to this process. Similarly, we have the next question. What is the next point here we have? I can also approve the record using email. From the email also I can approve it. Let me see the email ID what I give. Satish Malanos. Okay. Now, again, submit for approval. Record is submit for approval. Now, I received a mail stating that record is submitted. Student note has requested the approval process for you. I received a mail. So what I'm giving, simply give a reply. Whatever the mail you received, to the mail, give the reply. Approve or approved or yes. Rejected or no. If you give this, automatically record will be approved. So what we are doing, whatever the email we received, to that email we are sending a reply. Approve or approved or yes. Rejected or no. If you give, based on this reply, record will be approved or rejected. Are you getting my point? So we are trying to perform the operation of approval or rejected based on this. I think I have not enabled the approval for this. At the time of creating the time-based workflow rules, then we'll be choosing who is the time-based default user. There I have to enable allow approvals from email. If I enable that option, then I'll be able to approve it. We have received the email. To this email, simply give a reply, approve or rejected. This will be automatically approving the record or rejecting the record. Are you getting my point here? Am I clear? Okay. So overall, what is the process of this approval? Let me give you one more time the final conclusion of this. Let me give you overall conclusion because it has many steps. First, object. Then on the object what we had, choose the wizard. I told standard. In the standard, what is the first step we had? The first step we had, process name, Then we had step number 2. Entry criteria. The entry criteria, how many ways you can create? Formula based. Criteria. Formula based on. Then again we had a third step. Automated. In the automated routing, what are the steps we had here? Automated user, record ATT. In the automated user, submitter or owner. Automated user of submitter or owner. Record ATT. What are the options we have? Admin, admin and approval. This is how we got it. Then we have step number 4. What is step number 4 we have taken? Notify the approval. If you don't want to notify the approval, email, reduce the size. I'll just reduce the size to accommodate the next step. Notify approval. How can you notify? Email or chat. Then we have next. All these steps belongs to submission phase. Approval page layout. First, choose the fields. Second, once you choose the fields, what is the second step we had? Choose the approval history. And this will specify how record can be approved from Salesforce or when you say wireless, charter, email, mobile, or the wireless. Final step, choose a initial submitter. initial submitter, callback action, and add. This is what we have created. So basically, on the object, choose the wizard, standard or jump start. Give it the standard. Go to the step number 1, process name, process label, description. In step number 2, entry criteria, formula based, criteria based. Step number 3, automated routing. So who is the automated user? Choose the submitter's automated user or owner's automated user. Then record editability. Who can edit the record? Is it the admin or admin and approval? Once the record is logged, who can do that? Notify the approval through email or chatter post. Approval page layout. Which field should be displayed? Should I enable the history? Now, how can I approve the record? By using a Salesforce or wireless. Step number 6, choose the initial submitter, choose the callback action, and add the history to the related list. This is all first phase of approval process. What is the second phase? The continuation to this. Once the record is submitted, once the record is submitted, once the record is submitted, all the records should be submitted or criteria based. When I told criteria based. I would make some action here. The moment you submit, initial submission action. Then they asked, I told all the records should go to this step. When I told all the records should go to this step, they have. Approver actions. What are the actions we have? Approver action. Do you want every record to go to the step number 1 or few record? Not every record. Then mention the criteria. If it is a criteria based, condition is true. Right. Then who can be approver? Approver can be a user, automated, or I can be a queue, or I can choose manual and delegated. My approver can be a user, automated, or queue, or manually. I can choose or delegated approver. Approved action, rejected action. Then Same process. Step number 2. Now, all are in the step number 2 again. What we have here? Approval, actions. Approved or rejected. Right. Then finally, final approval action, final rejection action. This is what we have seen in the last 2 classes. The moment record is submitted, initial submission actions will be performed. Then they are asking, do you want every record to go to step number 1? Yes, every record. Then send it to step number 1. Not every record. I am giving a condition. The records which are meeting the condition, only they should enter the step number 1. Give the condition. Records which are meeting the condition, they will go to step number 1. Records which are not meeting the condition, they will be approved or rejected based on your value. Then it goes to step number 2. All the records are few record. When I say all the record, everything will go to step number 2. Not all the record, only specific records. Records which are meeting the condition will go to step number 2. Otherwise, approve or reject. Finally, record is approved, approval action. Record is rejected, rejected action. This is what we are going to see. Who can be the approver? I can choose a particular user, or I can choose a particular user. I can automate it, or else I can manually choose the approval. If we assign the record to a queue, any one of the user in the queue can approve it or reject it. If I assign to a queue, any one of the user in the queue can approve it or reject it. I hope you are good with this. People are good with this example? Right. Clear? So what are the actions we can perform? Email update, email alert, field update, outbound message, task. So initial submission action, approval action, rejection action, final approval, final rejected, callback action. Done. In each step, to how many people I can submit? 25 users. In each step, I can submit the record to 25 users. Now, if I submit the record to more than one approval, then it is called parallel approval process. If I submit the record to more than one approval, it is called parallel approval process. I hope you are good with this. Okay. So this is all about approval process. I hope people have followed this. Clear for everyone? Clear? Have you received the hard copies of approval process?
This one doubt.
Yes.
Can I ask? You said the particular users need to submit it, right? Like Swati, Divya, or something, right? In that there will be profiles as well. So these profiles you need to submit as like that, or only users?
Only users. Now, in case object permissions are modified, then you have to submit. Otherwise, not required. Okay. We are only submitting the record to users for approval. Right. So, we have seen workflows and approval process. There is one more process called process builder. Whatever that is possible without programming, those topic I am going to cover in the process builder. Remaining in the programming we are going to cover. So process builder has two action: programmatical action, non-programmatical action. Whatever that is possible non-programmatically, I'll be covering. Whatever that is possible with programmatical, I'll be covering in the programmatical classes. Okay. Now, let me give you what is this process builder and how we going to use it. Look at this. Now, process builder is also automated system like your workflows and approval process. But the advantage of the process builder is we can design all the steps in a single process like a flow chart. Right now I have if city equal to Hyderabad, perform action 1. City equal to Bangalore, perform action 2. City equal to Chennai, perform action 3. Now how many workflow rules I have to define here? 3 different workflow rules. Because every workflow rule will have one rule. If this is the rule, this is the action. But if I go to the process builder, I will define like this. If city equal to Hyderabad, do this action. If city equal to Bangalore, what I'm doing, in a single flow only, we are able to close everything in a single process. Like a flow chart, I can design all the steps in a single flow. So this is what process builder. Process builder is also like a workflow and approval process only. But here we will be able to join all the steps in a single process. Like a flow chart, entire functionalities can be designed within a single process. But the drawback of it is once it is activated, I cannot modify it. So what I can do is I can deactivate, rebuild another one. Once I activate it, I will not be able to. Once I activate it, I will not be able to modify it. I can deactivate it, and I can deactivate and I can recreate one more, but I cannot modify the same. That's a drawback of it. Advantage is all of them can be clubbed together into a single process. Disadvantage is we cannot modify it once it is activated. I hope you got my point. Right. Now the basic theme is clear. Here we are defining separately. Here we are able to define everything in a single flow. That is the advantage. Now here we have when the rule is true, what is the action we can perform? Email, field update, task, output. Whereas in the process builder, create a new record, post a charter message, invoke a flow, invoke a Apex class. Then we can go with the field update. Field update, I can go with email, submit the record for approval process. So what we have, we are able to perform more number of actions here. Pick actions. So create a new record, post a charter message, flows, Apex, field update, email, approval process, quick action. All these we can do in process builder. It has more number of actions and we can club all the steps into a single process. But the major disadvantage is once it is activated, I cannot modify it. Again, I have to recreate it. There's a major drawback of it. Right. So let us go to the next. I hope you got the basic difference. When is the workflow rule fired? When a new record is created or created. When is the process builder fired? Same. So when the workflow rule or process builder is fired, same condition. When a new record is created or existing record is modified or any record modified to meet the criteria. So there is no difference here, right? Then only in terms of actions or the process, there is a difference. Now, when is the process builder fired? I created one process builder. How can we call this process builder? There are two ways. One is record is modified or invoked from another process. If you are going with a lightning, on use. If you go with the lightning, whenever the event occurs, that can be invoked. Right. So right now, as administrative part, invoked from when the record is modified, invoked from another process. One process builder calling another process builder, or process builder is invoked when the record is modified. There are two steps here. Go back and create, setup, build, create, workflows and approvals. What we have here? Create a new process. First process. Then, when this process is called, how can I call this process builder? There are two choices. When record changes, platform invoked by another process. When the record changes, or when invoked by another process. I told when record changes. Start, add object. On which object are you writing? On account object. Only when the record is created or when the record is created or modified. When the record is created, add the condition. Conditions are met. When rating equals to hot, on the account object, when rating equal to hot, immediate action. Create record. Create a record. Contact. Last name equal to M. Account ID equal to field reference. Field reference means record on which process builder is running. The fields of that record we are fetching. Field reference to. Field reference means what? Record on which process builder is running. The record on which the process builder is running. That record fields are used. What I told, when rating equal to hot, create a contact. No, rating is not hot. Rating equal to warm. When rating equal to warm, another action. Create a record. Opportunity equal to, I told formula, name, field reference, forecast category, now we are creating a opportunity. So what was it? Multiple conditions I am able to create. Next, when reading is called, when reading is called, immediate action. What is the action here? Create a record, send an email, we know, create a template and do it. Then we have what is the message? This is a program, flows is a program, post to charter. Post to this record. Activate it. So I was able to create multiple here. So rating equal to hot, do this. Rating equal to warm, do this. Rating equal to cold. We are able to build multiple actions here. Then go back to the account. Save it. Now I have not given any rating. No contact, no opportunity, no message. Because I gave condition for only 3. What is that? If rating equal to hot, rating equal to warm, rating equal to cold. Next again. Then contact was created. Are you getting my point here? Are you getting my point? Based on the rating, the contact was created. Using the workflow rules, can I create a child record? Can I create a record? Record creation is not allowed using a workflow rules. Right? Workflow rules can only perform field update, task, email alert, and outbound message. But in the process builder, we are able to create child record. Again. What happened here? I have not given a proper message here. So we got it here. Message was printed here. This is what? Charter message. Charter message. So we are able to create a record. We are able to post a message. Once again, go back. I want to make a modification. Now, when I created this, I made a mistake in the action. I made a mistake in the action. When I made a mistake in the action, I want to modify it. When I want to modify it, look at this. Am I getting this? I want to modify. I made a mistake. I gave account.name. I gave wrong format. Data is not coming. I want to modify it. We are not getting the option here. Deactivate. Still, you're not getting the option here. Then what happened? Again, I have to create one more action because it is not letting me to modify. I made a mistake there. I know there is a mistake. I want to rectify it. Once it is activated, you will not be able to rectify it. You need to deactivate and create one more process. That's a drawback of the system. Do the people get my point? Okay. Then how do you create a process builder once again? Set up, build, create workflows and approvals, process builder, new process builder. Child process. Platform. This is invoked by another process builder. Now look at this. Now I made this process. I want to rectify it. Again, the same story. What happened? Once I make a mistake, again, we need to redo it. When industry equal to banking, perform the action. What is the action? Post to charter. Right. This is how we created. So this is invoked by another process. It is not invoked directly, it is invoked by another process. Add an action. Simply select the object. What is the action? We cannot call Apex, it's a program. Create a record, email at we know. Flow is a program. Post a message. What is the next one we have? Process. What are the other actions we have? Submit the record for approval, update the record. So, now, when you want to call another process, I have to give a record. Boss, you also run on this record. When you are calling another process, I have to tell on which record you have to run. Then I give another one. Industry energy. Energy. Then make a action which is called field update. Update the record. So basically, everything we are able to design within a single step, and it has some extra actions. What are those extra actions we have? What are the extra actions we have? The extra actions are, look at this. The moment you submit, we are going to get invoking Apex class, flows, we'll be learning them in program. Then create a record, update a record, send a email, approval process. This we know it. Apart from this, we have charter, invoke another process. Charter, invoking another process, and quick action. So already what we know, creating a record, a field update, email alert, approval process. Apex and flows will be learning in programmatical part. Charter, posting a message, process, calling another process. I told at the time of creating a process, they told, when can I invoke? When a record is created or when record is modified or invoked by another process. So the process builder which is defined like invoked by another process, that we can call it here. Quick actions will be there. Quick action means create a quick record, account record, create a quick contact, create, okay, some few quick actions are there. I'll tell you that quick actions that I'm invoking it. So basically, what is this process builder? It is also like a workflow and approval process. Only the difference is it has more number of actions. Like generally workflows and approval process have 4 actions, whereas this have 9 actions. What are the 9 actions? Invoking an Apex class, invoking a flow, creating a record, updating a record, email, approval process, charter, process, quick action. Now we can merge all the condition into a single flow and use it. We can merge all the condition to a single flow and merge it. Okay. We will discuss this in detail when I go to programmatical part because it has some connection with the programming. They will be coming. Just for the sake of overview, I have given it. Again, when I am defining the Apex programming, then we'll take an example of all the steps. Okay, boss. Right. So basically, what are the automated process we have? We have 3 types of automated process which are implemented declaratively. Total, there are 4 automated processes. Let me give you. One is workflows. First, I'll try with workflows, approval, then process builder. It is not working, then I'll go for triggers. So total, how many automated systems are there? Workflows, approval, process builder, triggers. First, I will try with workflows, approvals, process builder. It is not happening. I'm unable to achieve that automation. Then I will go for triggers. Yeah. Go ahead. What is your query? Come again? Yeah, just like a flowchart and create and deploy it. That's all. There we are everything typing here, drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop mode. Yeah. Jumpstart, all step will be in a single page, same step, but everything will come in a single page. Okay. Right, boss. That's all from my end. See you in tomorrow. And
Satish, can you upload running notes?
1 minute.